What up, though? Happy Sunday. OG Kenny,
Yeah.
O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. I'm doing something different today, starting today on this Sunday and all my subsequent Sundays. I'm going to do a similar thing, right? Which we're going to cover church crimes on Sunday from now on. Not to disrespect church, because I grew up in the church, and not to disrespect anybody's religious belief. We're going to be talking about people who are supposed to be members of a particular cloth. I don't care if that's the Archdiocese, the Roman Catholics. I don't care if it's the Christians and the Bible thumping Baptist churches. I don't care if it's the supposed to be sheikhs and imams hiding in the mosque and they under the false pretenses of that flag or banner that they supposed to be representing, right? I'm not exposing anybody. What I'm doing is giving y'all the story straight from the headlines, straight from the internet, things that have already been put out there. And today on this particular first Sunday for church crimes, we talking about Nasty Man. Now, we can't say, I don't want to accuse anybody, because what I found out is this dude's case is ongoing, right? We talking about Ron Maurice Cooper. Now, Ron Maurice Cooper is out of Miami, Miami-Dade area. He out of Miami, Florida. He was a pastor. Now, what he was doing, allegedly, with his influence in the church was he was going out. First of all, he was a part-time or whatever Walmart stocker. He might have been full-time. The point is, he wasn't even a full-time pastor. Meaning to me, he wasn't even making enough residuals off of his pastorship or his being in the church as a member and as a prominent member of the church. I know pastors who eating. Not to say that it's a lot of them doing the right thing, but the ones who really out here amongst their flock, who really propagating God's word, who amongst the community, right? These are the ones who deserve to have the blessings, the full blessings of God. Drive your Benz, drive your Maybach, right? You built up a mega church where you got hundreds of members, potentially thousands of members. You touching lives every day, not just on Sunday. Drive you the best of things, live the best of life. We ain't talking about that type of individual here. We talking about allegedly a slime ball who was coercing 16 to 18-year-old boys starting in 2013. Now, this case, he got accused of this and arraigned on charges in 2016. And to date, he's been sitting on charges of sexual trafficking boys and force and coercion into sexual acts, into commercial sex, which means that he was pimping. Commercial sex is when you trafficking on a different level. That means he was recruiting all type of other avenues and whatnot to get these boys out there. Now I'm gonna play y'all this story that about Ron Cooper.
Under arrest and facing human trafficking charges.
He's accused of recruiting teenage boys for prostitution.
Human.
Local 10's Leanne Motorhone is in Miami with more now on this safety alert.
His alleged victims knew him as Romeo. His real name, Ron Cooper. The 52-year-old Walmart stock worker and church preacher faces several counts, including human trafficking and sexual activity with a minor. All of this after 4 alleged victims came forward.
They have all made similar statements stating that Ron has forced them to engage in sexual activity with other males against their will.
Cooper is alleged to have met his victims in 2013, luring them into prostitution by promising a modeling gig. He took their pictures and asked them to meet a pro photographer at a motel. But police say that is not what actually happened.
The supposed photographer was actually a client that wanted to have sex with the boys.
From then on, Cooper coordinated so-called dates for the teens, posting their photos online and arranging the rendezvous at motels like this one in Brickell or this adult toy store in Allapattah.
Every time they did a prostitution date, he would transport them personally to that date.
Cooper also allegedly threatened the teens, sexually abused at least 2 of them, and gave them drugs like crystal meth, Xanax, cocaine, and Viagra.
In order for them to be able to withstand the sex act for longer periods of time.
And the victims seem to have been between the ages of 16 to 18 years old at the times that these crimes were allegedly committed. What's worse, investigators believe there are at least 10 other victims out there.
It's
So
crazy.
if you are watching tonight, you are urged to call police. Reporting tonight for you, Leanne Morejon, Local 10 News.
So, we talking about guerrilla pimping at its worst level. You're supposed to be a member of the community when you're a member of the cloth, because you're supposed to work for the people. You're supposed to be working on God's behalf for the people. Now, it's cliche at this point because we honestly been seeing dozens of stories. I think my man Trey King do the best when it comes to the stories about pastors and ex-people from the cloth doing heinous acts, committing crimes, getting killed by members of the flock because they've been messing with multiple women even though they married. This here is terrible. You beating these young boys. First of all, these young dudes want to be models, so they're trying to do something right with their life. At 16, 17, 18 years old, Lord knows we need more young brothers actively trying to pursue their careers, right? Actively trying to do something positive with themselves besides slanging, hustling, and emulating that lifestyle, right? So you get these young dudes, you promise them an advancement or option to say, hey, I can get you put on. Come on down, get your pictures taken, we get you amongst these professionals, and guess what? You can blow up, baby. You could be America's next top model, huh? Or at least get your foot in the door and make some decent money. Ain't no telling what he's been telling these dudes allegedly, because all this is alleged at this point, because I said he's not been convicted yet. He's been sitting in Miami-Dade County Jail for the last 6 years, and what are the charges? I'm about to pull the charges up. My point is, you cocaining them out, methamphetamines, Xanax, so you basically damn near lobotomizing these boys, turning them into sex zombies, right? You turn them into sex zombies for profit. You pimping them. You putting them on Backpage. You putting them on Craigslist. You putting them on, what was the one? Badu, B-A-D-O-O, something I never even heard of. I ain't familiar with a lot of these sites because I don't frequent them or nothing. But yeah, let me read some of the charges, right? He got like 9 different counts at least. One of the counts is, of course, human trafficking for commercial sexual purposes, caused labor or servitude, false imprisonment, prostitution, and deriving support from the proceeds of prostitution. Methamphetamine, unlawful sexual activity with specified minors. Man, this dude got a lot of charges, and most of them don't have a bond. The ones that do have bonds, we talking about $7,500. I think that's 4 counts of that prostitution and derivatives of the sexual proceeds of, because they said it was 4 different victims ranging from 16 to 18. $10,000 for a couple of bonds, $5,000 for a few of them, $50,000 for a few. You got a lot of charge. No wonder your ass sitting in jail for the last 6 years. So you've been sitting there for 6 years, obviously for a reason. Go ahead. You understand what I'm saying? What the problem I'm having with this is, for one, and I already covered that part, you're a member of the cloth. That's a no-go. When you step into that calling, you're supposed to step into that with the best of intentions, right? That's number one. Number two, you praying on, not to say it's right to pray on little young women, but you so twisted that you praying on young boys. Not, it'd be totally different if you out here trying to find women who actively prostituting themselves out already, who are of consenting age, and who are saying, yeah, I need a pimp. I need somebody to help me navigate through this. I'm not saying that's right at all. What I'm saying is that's a total difference between you doing that and you taking some young boys who haven't got none of this intention in mind. You get them to the room, let's take some pictures. Hey, next time it's going to be even better. You follow up on that next time by forcing them into sex. I mean, you raping them. You gorilla pimping them because you got a date set up for them. So you like, and the date end on it too. Obviously, the John or whoever end on it too. They like, let me go ahead. I'll pay you extra if I can get in a situation where I can tie these boys up, spank them, and do this, that, and the other with them. Ain't no telling what type of sick fetishes that he marketing these dudes as. You want a sex slave for the day? You want a young boy you can whip, spank, and have sex with? It's so sick, man. It's so disgusting on so many levels. You understand what I'm saying? Especially for a dude like me who a vanguard for the young brothers, who always speak of not putting no battery in these young brothers' back, not giving them no sack, not putting no dope in their hands, not putting no guns in their hands. If anything, get your little dumb ass to go home, play some video games. Go and watch some internet porn or something, get yourself together and release some of that stress. Do some push-ups, do something besides going out here, grabbing the bag, grabbing the gun, and putting that work in. You understand me? What's really sad about the situation, what is the website? Commercial Sexual Exploitation Institute.org, right? They say that according to reports, it is suspected that sexual trafficking and exploitation and abuse of men and boys is grossly underreported. That means that the tragedy of women and young girls being sexually exploited and trafficked, that's bad enough. And it's like substantial numbers associated with that. What's happening with these men is that, for one, what are you taught as a young boy? Don't cry. You're a punk. You're lame. Shut the hell up. Boys don't cry. Keep your feelings to yourself. Whatever happened here, stay here, right? You get into this false sense of manhood and this false sense of masculinity as a young boy, where you thinking, and as a young man, when you thinking holding shit on your chest is healthy and it's honorable. No. A lot of these young dudes and these young men are marginalized, for one, because they are on the cusp of society where most of them are drug addicted, looking for drugs, homeless, or looking for love or somewhere to belong. So they're vulnerable on one level or another. That's one thing. And then you find these predatory ass people who like, damn, I could have them doing this, that, and the other. Not to say that some of these dudes weren't already thinking of those things, because that's a possibility, right? The point is, you find an individual like that, you suppose how to sway them to the light, not the darkness. You're supposed to use your powers for good, right? So all these grossly underreported numbers, it's a lot of it's coming from dudes not having the heart or the place to be able to express these things. They say that, for one, men need to, and young boys need to be aware of these victim services. That's the same services as women get, right? Not only aware of them, but be made to feel comfortable and welcoming in those environments in order to have an honest conversation. I've been through therapy and in therapeutic environments, right? Like I've spoken on before, I was forced into them, right? And the thing is, when you're in there, a lot of times you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel safe. So you don't really give them the full you. So you can't really get the full therapeutic benefits of it, because you got to hold back for fear of scrutiny and people pointing the finger and laughing at you. So with men, women too, but with men in particular, that pride thing, that alpha male thing, that I got to look up to the alpha male, be one, that hinders our growth significantly. So, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all being victimized, if y'all being exploited sexually or anything else, please find you a safe spot if you can. You know, if I can. Look, hit me on my inbox. Hit me on IG at O_G_Kenny or at Retired from the Streets TV on the inbox if y'all having these type of problems. And I promise you, I'm going to keep y'all stuff on my chest, right? And I'll point y'all in the right direction as far as facilities and community resources in your area. Because I know it's hard to find them sometimes, but I'm real resourceful, and I'll help y'all get the help y'all need. You know, continue on to have a safe and healthy and prosperous Sunday. I'm going to check y'all out tomorrow. You understand me? Y'all see what's going on, right? Broke the toe. So that's why lately I've been giving y'all content still, but you know, I've been shooting and moving because my foot been killing me. But y'all continue to have a safe Sunday. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Take this episode serious. We got a lot of slime balls like Ron, Romeo, Slimeball, Cooper, allegedly, out there. Retired from the Streets TV, O_G_Kenny. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I thank all of y'all for tuning in. All 700 and almost 800 of y'all that's constantly tuning in and loving me. I thank y'all for tuning in. Hit me next time. Subscribe, like, notification bell, comment, and share. Peace and love, and I'm out.
Stay in tune with the streets, we got the shit in our veins. Street monster moving, bitch niggas stay in lanes. Stay in tune with the streets, we got the shit in our veins. Street monster moving, bitch niggas stay in